I'll find valid in your eyes. You'll always be my night sky.
Hello friends, and welcome to my October hopefuls, the books I plan to maybe hope read this month. First, I would like to apologize because my basement is a mess. Oh, there's my dog. But the lighting down here is not ideal, and I just moved my bookshelves down over the weekend. Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring my ring light down or something, but I'm just too lazy to right now, so you're kind of at an angle. So if you see some of the mess, just pretend like you don't, because I'm in the process of rearranging like our whole house. But anyways, let's just get to the good stuff, which are the books that I hope or have intention or plan to read this month. And I could skip one, I could skip all of them, I could add, I will be adding different ones, I'm sure, because you guys know I'm a mood reader. But some of these I am very interested in and invested in. So let's just get started with what I'd like to read. And these aren't in any order. Actually, if anything, the library books come first because they're due next week. So, but these are just books I found, saw, and wanted to read. So I have Watch Me Disappear. This one is by Janelle Brown. This is about a woman who goes hiking and she goes missing and there's no body found. There is a shattered cell phone and one boot. So she leaves behind her teenage daughter and her husband, and then suddenly her daughter starts having visions about her mom. And that's pretty much all of the synopsis I know. That's interesting. So it has regular chapters, but it also has some that are titled and says Where the Mountain Meets the Sky, My Life with Billy Flanagan by Jonathan Flanagan. So not sure about that, but it is a book that I'm interested in. And the next one is called Wrong Alibi by Christina Todd. And what is this called? The second line, the catchphrase thing says, in the Alaskan wilderness, the hunted can become the hunted can become the hunter. And I just, of course, that intrigued me pretty much right away. I got this for $1 at the library, and it's in perfect condition, and it's very soft, and it was honestly mostly a cover buy, but it does sound good. So it says, 18-year-old Evelyn Jones lands a job in a small town Alaska, working for a man in an isolated mountain home. So, but everything comes like crashing down when he leaves, and she's left facing his charges of embezzlement. So I'm assuming they're like, you knew about this. And she's like, no, I really didn't. So it says, Donald White disappears, leaving her to face charges of theft, embezzlement, and a brutal double murder. Her protestations of innocence count for nothing. Convicted, she faces life in prison until fate sends her on the run. Evie's escape leaves her scarred and in hiding, cut off from her family, working under an alias at a wilderness camp. Bent on vengeance, intent on recovering her life, she bides her time, patiently searching for the man who took everything from her. At last that day comes. Donald White has returned. Evie emerges from hiding. The fugitive becomes the hunter. So she's coming for him. She is coming for revenge. Donald White really tried to ruin her life, and he messed with the wrong woman. So I love that. We love a good, strong female lead. The Innocent Wife by Amy Lloyd. And this one is about... And in this one, the main character, Dennis Danson, was arrested and imprisoned for murder. Now he's the subject of a true crime documentary that claims that he has been wrongly convicted. After Samantha becomes obsessed with his case, she begins writing him letters. Won over by his apparent charm, she decides to leave her old life behind to marry him and campaign for his release. When Dennis is freed, Samantha should be overjoyed. After all, he's innocent. Isn't he? So we'll see if he is or not. I'm like hoping this is like a twisty, not spooky, but like definitely a thriller. We're here for the thrillers and the spooks this month, right? The next two are really tiny books. They go together. They are I guess a series, technically a duology. I don't actually remember what they're really about. The Empress of Salt and Fortune and When the Tiger Came Down the Mountain. And these were both written by, oh my gosh, I don't know how to pronounce it. Givo, I think is how you pronounce it. That's how you spell it if you're interested. These were honestly covers, and they're so small, and the back, they under the like the praise, it sounds so good. An elegant gut punch, a puzzle box that unwinds itself in its own way and in its own time. A quiet, wrenching tale of resistance, resilience, an epic and miniature, beautifully realized. So I'm getting that it is beautifully written, right? And big things happen despite the small books. And that's kind of just what I'm going on. I also saw a few people, I think it was last year, read this book at least, Empress of Salt and the Fortune. It was really popular for a while, and they are really short, which kind of made me want to pick them up too. They're almost like cute. But anyways, long story short, it was a cover checkout, not a buy, because they're from the library. But yeah, I saw them, I have heard of them, I've heard great things about them, and I wanted them, so I'm gonna try to read them. The next one is The Witches Are Coming by Lindy West. This one is not fictional, it is in the non-fiction. Pretty sure it's considered non-fiction. It's, as far as I know, it's just like a bunch of essays. From the moment powerful men started falling into the Me Too movement, the lamentations began. This is feminism gone too far. This is injustice. This is a witch hunt. In The Witches Are Coming, firebrand author Lindy West turns that refrain on its head. You think this is a witch hunt? Fine, you got one. Talking about the Me Too movement and some of the famous things that have happened. Like one of them said, is Adam Sandler even funny? I don't know, so this could be controversial. I'm sure someone will be offended by it. I also got The Family Chow. This book follows the family of the Chows, and oh goodness, this sounds crazy. I remember why I checked out now. It's been like 2 weeks. It's due in 1 week, but let me read it to you because I don't think some people like being read this, but people are literally paid lots of money to write a good synopsis. Like, that's the point of their job. So why would I try to redo that? So this one, it says, the residents of Haven, Wisconsin have dined on the Fine Chow restaurant's delicious Americanized Chinese food for 35 years. But when the Chow brothers reunite in Haven, the family's secrets and simmering resentment erupt. Before long, tyrannical patriarch Leo is found dead, and his sons find they've drawn the exacting gaze of the entire town. The ensuing trial brings light to potential motives for all three brothers. De Gao, the restaurant's head chef, Ming, financially successful but personally tortured, and the youngest, gentle but lost James. The brothers must reckon with the legacy of their father's outsized appetites and their own future survival. I got this because it sounded good, but it turns out it's also like large print, which actually is kind of nice. Like, I don't really need large print yet, but I think it helps, right? Like, I know publishers use tiny font because it's more cost effective. You can get more on less paper, but sometimes my eyes just, they can't handle it. Also planning to read Chosen Ones by Veronica Roth, which I have started, and this one I'm actually really enjoying, but I need to finish it up. I'm only 50 pages in, but I am enjoying it. In this one, we are following 5 heroes. Basically, they defeated like this villain 10 years ago, and now things are starting to pick back up. Things are coming to light, and it's almost like the aftermath, but I kind of get the hint that there's gonna be another big thing happen. But as of right now, it's the aftermath and what the fame and like the emotional toll that like killing has taken on them, even though it was a villain. So I don't know. But in the last book in my list, because I know this video is getting long, is Fierce Kingdom by Jen Phillips, which I have also started, but it was 2 years ago. I am gonna restart it because I enjoyed what I read back then. I remember enjoying it. Life happened, I guess. I don't know. So this mom and her little toddler, 4-year-old, basically a toddler, are at the zoo, and it's closing time, so they're heading up to the exit, and it says like what Joan, the main character, sees as they're getting ready to leave the zoo, has her turning around and running back into the zoo holding her child. So I'm assuming they're going to be kind of like locked in the zoo while there are like maniacs out and about. And I just love a good story about like a mom who's like gonna kick ass and do anything it takes, right, to save your child, because that's what we do. But yeah, I did enjoy what I read, the rest of it. I have another book pulled up, okay? It's this, and it's huge. I don't think I would read all of these, but this is a Michael Crichton trilogy. We've got Congo, Sphere, and Eaters of the Dead. So I might put this up on my Instagram and have someone, like, have a poll for which one I should read, because there's just no way I think I could read this whole thing plus all those books. So I loved Jurassic Park. I loved Jurassic Park. It was so good. So I know I like Michael Crichton. I think I read one of his other books. So I just grabbed this on a whim for my shelf because, like I said, it's spooky season and he writes some really, really fascinating sci-fi. So hello, Editing Dara, to pop in and say that I forgot to mention the most important books. The third and final book of the Kingdom of the Wicked series just released on October 3rd. So I am currently reading book number 1, which of course I will be finishing, followed by book number 2 this month, which is Kingdom of the Cursed. And my most anticipated book of this month, actually my second. Oh my gosh, I forgot to mention that one too. The Colleen Hoover spinoff of It Ends With Us. So the book It Starts With Us comes out next week or the week after. That's my most anticipated book of this month, followed by this one. So some of these books I just recorded about might not even be read. Actually, they all will, because it's fine. But I just can't believe I forgot to show you guys those books. I love them. I'm excited. It's about a witch who is finding the killer of her twin sister, and she has to literally travel to hell. So anyways, I had to pop in to give you that before I end this video. Yeah, that's it. Will I add more? Absolutely. Will I maybe not get to all of these? Also, probably. But when you're a mood reader, you just read how you feel, basically. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've read any of these, or let me know also what your favorite read that you're planning on doing for this month is. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.
You're the night sky trying to make me see your stars.